Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
A major payment has been made to an Italian manufacturer to secure our cable should Marinus Link go ahead. The Energy Minister Guy Barnett has been selling his new scaled-back project, saying it still stacks up, but the opposition questions why the full cost has been kept quiet.
Looking to win over his cable critics, Guy Barnett's confident Marinus Link is a winner.
It still provides a path to market for significant new private sector renewable generation, and it will ensure Tasmanians pay less for electricity.
The new One Cable plan will see the state pay $110 million of the $3 billion price tag, finally admitting the original plan, with 2 cables, would have cost $5.5 billion. The North West transmission upgrades were to cost $832 million.
Given the rescoping, my latest advice is that this is expected to be lower.
Prompting the question why he couldn't give cost estimates when ordered to by the House a fortnight ago, when he labelled it,
and I quote, absolutely mad, mind-boggling, dreadful, absolutely irresponsible, reprehensible, reckless, shameful.
The procurement has progressed to an extent where figures can now be disclosed without opening up the state to legal and financial risk.
A manufacturing spot and installation capacity for the first high-voltage cable has been reserved with Italian company Prysmian Powerlink, the $150 million fee underwritten by the federal government. The Energy Minister says their modelling shows power prices for Tasmanians will be lower with Marinus than without it, but that work was done 2 years ago.
The government does need to provide an update because we've got new cost estimates now on what that will mean for Tasmanian power prices.
The Tarraleah Power Station redevelopment is expected to cost between $800 million and $1.1 billion. But pumped hydro at Lake Sathana has been put on ice. It's now expected to go ahead only if the second Marinus cable does.
The analysis of a one-stage Marinus indicates that it will support between 1.5 gigawatts and 2 gigawatts of new generation.
A quick fix for supply woes, but will it be enough for the future? Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
The Greens have echoed the Commission of Inquiry's call for Ashley Youth Detention Centre to be closed urgently. Safety concerns still remain about the site, which is set to remain open into 2025, past the closure timeline set by former Premier Peter Gutwein.
Ashley Youth Detention Centre continues to be a source of trauma and devastation for the young people sent there.
The Commission of Inquiry recommendations are also being incorporated into our plans moving forward.
Information about reporting safety concerns is available on the new Keeping Children Safe website, which will also host the roadmap to implement the Commission's recommendations. Proposed new legislation would ensure a coronial inquest would occur into any deaths where family violence is believed to have contributed. The Attorney-General released the bill for consultation today, pleasing the mother of Jari Wise, who has been campaigning for an inquest into her son's death.
We just wanted to be really sad because we lost our loved one. I had to sort of put that on hold until I waited for the justice system to step in.
The draft bill is available on the Department of Justice website. A high-profile Tasmanian horse trainer has been stripped of his licence, the Director of Racing revoking Scott Brunton's permit following a federal court decision to liquidate his company. It's a move being welcomed by Independent MP Christy Johnston.
It's better late than never, but I do remain very concerned about what will happen to Mr Brunton's horses and the welfare of those horses.
The leading trainer has been given until Friday to find alternative arrangements for the 100 horses at his 7 Mile Beach stables. The RSPCA is urging Tasmanians to be prepared when it comes to bushfire readiness, particularly if you have pets at home. With the warmer weather soon upon us, the SES is urging us to have an action plan in place which could save a life.
Flames engulfing your home is a situation many never expect to experience, but do.
A lot of studies show that around 80% of people with animals won't evacuate, or they won't evacuate in a timely fashion.
The RSPCA launching its Ready Pet Go initiative, calling on homeowners with pets to prepare their bushfire plans now so they can make informed and proactive decisions during a fire. It includes free information about evacuation centres, Tas alerts and from local council.
What it does is it aims to get Pet owners or anyone with companion animals, ready to leave early, get the preparation in and the easy steps to do it.
The SES and Sparking Conversations have backed the move, as they also make sure they're equipped with the warmer months bringing an increased risk of bushfires across the state.
The bushfire outlook for spring is that we're going to have a normal bushfire season, but that could change coming into summer. We've had a dry, warm winter.
You know, pets are a really important part of the family, and it's important to have them as part of your bushfire survival plan or other emergencies such as flood or storm.
Given households with animals are often some of the last to evacuate and the most unprepared.
Knowing where you're going to go, what you're going to take with you, and making sure there's backups about where you're going to go and how you're going to get there as well, including pets in those plans too.
The RSPCA hopes to develop the program further to include farm animals, with advice expected in a few months, to ensure all lives have the best chance of survival.
Waiting until an emergency strikes is too late.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
Hundreds of Tasmanian students have been given the chance to size up what their future careers may look like. A tailored expo giving the next generation of school leavers more pathways and support as they prepare to walk out the gates.
Exploring a world of endless opportunities.
It really opens up my eyes and everyone else's eyes.
More than 600 students given a taste of what's to come at Newstead College's annual Careers Expo.
We're trying to cater for as many industries as possible to give students a good understanding of what options are out there for them.
Allowing pupils to go face to face with 44 exhibitors, unlocking the doors on a range of possibilities.
It's been a really nice experience to be able to see a load of different workspaces and like what I can get into.
We really appreciate industry coming along and giving our students that opportunity in one spot in order to access them.
From pharmacists to hairdressers, volunteers to pilots, the Expo showing future school leavers the sky's the limit.
It is an eye-opening experience that allows people who have absolutely no clue what they're doing to see that, like, if they have an interest in something, it's actually in a lot more workplaces than you would imagine it to be.
Creating smoother pathways for college life.
It really helped me pick my courses next year and to see what I'd further like to go on after Year 12.
I knew definitely science would be an area I wanted to go into, so it helped me pick a lot of subjects like physics.
The initiative helping to ease the burden and the unknown of life outside the school gates.
And they've got some really great contacts to then pursue some avenues for careers with.
Painting a clearer picture for the future. Victoria Easto, 7 Tasmania News.
$200,000 from the state government will be poured into the future of the Glenroi War Memorial Pool following lobbying from council. A feasibility study is underway investigating the pool's redevelopment and ongoing operational costs of the ageing facility, which is expected to be around $30 million.
At this point, we're really focused on getting on with the job of looking at what the options are for the future of the pool and more broadly for the site. We want to hear from the community about what they want to see.
Council announced the pool will be closed this summer due to ongoing safety issues at the site, including with the pool itself, which currently leaks 35,000 litres of water a day. The state's AFL dream is in hand's reach, with the Premiership Cup visiting Tasmania for the first time. It's part of a 3-week Australian tour, with football fans ready and raring to see the trophy gleam.
It's the prized silverware everyone wants to get their hands on.
It does bring back some great memories, obviously, and great times, but yeah, I'd still love to be competing for it. There's no doubt about that.
Tasmania first on the map for this year's AFL Premiership Cup tour.
Go Tassie! It's a holy grail, isn't it? So to be up close and personal and be able to touch it and feel it and maybe dream one day that they could lift it themselves and maybe in Tasmanian colours, I think that's really powerful.
It's jam-packed schedule starting in Hobart.
People can get up to the TCA and see it tonight. Tomorrow night it's off to the Twin Ovals.
Schools and community football clubs also receiving a special viewing.
Very inspirational. Hopefully one day myself and some of my teammates can
hopefully get to the AFL.
A dream with a very real chance of becoming reality after Tasmania scored its own AFL licence just 4 months ago.
It's another one of these little milestones that makes it feel like we belong.
We've seen a lot of Tasmanian young players come in and have instant impact in the AFL, so the program Tassie has is really strong.
The prestigious Cup will hit the road on Thursday, heading to Devonport before Launceston plays host on Friday and Saturday. But just like a football, you'll have to be quick if you want to catch it. The Cup crossing the Bass Strait on Sunday with the Australian Capital Territory, New South Wales and Victoria next in line to see it shine. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
Yes, 23 advocates have poured into State Parliament for a political book launch. Statements from the Soul is a collection of essays written by Australians from diverse religions. The authors drawing on their own spiritual beliefs to argue why a First Nations voice to federal Parliament is essential to reconciliation.
A voice to Parliament is just to give advice. Advice to the people that's making decisions who haven't made great decisions for our people in the past.
It distresses me when we look at the educational attack, the health and life expectancy.
The book is available online and in bookshops.
Brighton's Darcy Gardner and Lindisfarne's Sheldon Smith were the joint winners of the William Leach Medal at last night's SFL and SFLW Awards, presented in front of a crowd of 280 people at West Point Casino.
So it's a shock. I wasn't expecting to do as well as I did this year. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how I performed.
Other winners included Huonville Lions player Jackson Richard, who secured the Lipscomb medal, polling 19 votes. The leading goal kickers in the Women's League were Stacey Fox and Holly Ryan, both scoring 21 goals. Preliminary finals are set to get underway in the Premier Hockey League as the OHA women look to continue their winning streak against the Northwest Giants following a 3-0 win to Canterbury in the semi-finals.
Had a really good game plan. We stuck to our plans. Sophie McLeod, wow, scored in first grade to get the win and then gets a hat-trick later in the day. Very impressive.
Meanwhile, in the men's fixture, this weekend's decider will see Derwent take on University, the side hoping to use the momentum from last week's win in their favour.
Came together last year. We lost to Canterbury in the grand final, so I guess that also fueled us a bit. We have a group that's experienced finals before, so we think we're ready to go.
That game planned to go ahead at 1:30 this Saturday before the women take to the field at 3:15. A rough start for Australia A as they take on New Zealand A in a hotly contested Trans-Tasman clash. The Aussies under the pump early, chasing a 277-run target set by New Zealand yesterday. Kayla Jewell opened this afternoon's batting but was sent back to the pavilion early, the Tasmanian out for 4. The Aussies are chasing 103 runs with 3 wickets to spare.
Good evening. Hobart, Launceston and Burnie 14, Devonport a top of 13 degrees. Below average temperatures today after Lyre-Weenie started us off with a -4. Warmest today 17 at St Helens and Campania. Friendly Beaches, Grove and Ouse 16, Flinders Island 15, Strawn 14 and King Island 13 degrees. Low cloud did develop today, firstly over the northwest before extending wider across the state. Now the frontal cloud band wraps into a low west of Tasmania, as well as being evident over Victoria, more cloud over South Australia and southwest WA. Tomorrow a strengthening northwesterly airstream will develop ahead of a strong cold front. A trough extends over the mainland. And those northwesterlies will blow up to 35 knots over the west and to 40 knots over southern waters with a 4-metre swell. A gale warning has been issued for waters from South East Cape to Low Rocky Point, and we have a strong wind warning for all other waters from Flinders Island around the state to Stanley. Tomorrow, Hobart, a top of 18 degrees and partly cloudy. Geeveston 16 and 16 the top for Bothwell. A cloudy day, 10% chance of rain. Nah, not really. Shower or two for Launceston, 15 the high, 15 for Devonport. Cressy a top of 14 degrees. Burnie expecting a top of 14, a shower or two. Showery for Strawn, 15. A windy day for Curry, 16 the top on King Island. St Helens partly cloudy and 16, same for Swansea, partly cloudy for Orford as well, a top of 17 degrees. On Thursday, a showery, windy day, but temperatures reaching the 20s in the east. A cooler day on Friday with showers more frequent over the west and south and snow to 500 metres. And on Saturday, the snow gradually rising with possible showers still over King Island, the west and the south. Partly cloudy in Perth tomorrow, a sunny 23 for Adelaide, a windy day, 19 in Melbourne, sunny for Sydney and 21 there, and sunny for Brisbane too, 27 the top. Partly cloudy conditions, 10 degrees in Hobart, partly cloudy in Launceston, 10 right now, and 9 degrees in Devonport. With all this recent rain, Kim, got some good news, I won't have to wet my plants tomorrow.
Good one. I think we've heard it before, but we still like it. That is all your news for this Tuesday evening. As always, thanks for your company. For now, good night.